Welcome to Two Poor Artists, where we're poor at giving an Easter message, but mostly we're poor at 3D animating heads to give the Easter message.
Yeah, we were going to give these bodies and animate them, but as you can see, we failed at that after hours of trying.
Quite terrible, in fact. So today, we are going to give an Easter message, as is almost tradition on this channel. Currently, the tradition is every 2 years we give an Easter message,
Yeah,
because we didn't last year.
yeah, I was too sick to do anything.
We felt
last
bad
year.
about that, so this year we decided you should feel a little uncomfortable by watching this message out of two 3D animated heads.
Yep.
And if we told you how long it took to 3D animate these heads, you would be both disappointed and shocked.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I started this last year.
Yeah, see, really, this is the reason why we had to skip a year, because we weren't ready. We just couldn't pull it together. But we're going to try to pull it together today
Yep.
to give you the 2024 Two Poor Artists Easter message.
Out of these mouths, the mouths we chose,
The mouths we created
yes,
from
forged
scratch.
from the depths of Blender.
Yes, and if you don't know what Blender is and you're just someone at home thinking we used a kitchen appliance, that's okay.
Yeah, you're fortunate.
Yeah, because Blender is quite tricky to use.
I've never heard anyone compliment Blender, but everyone uses it.
Is it time to stop complaining about how bad we are at animating?
It must be.
Do we have to drag this out any further? They have to keep looking at it unless they're one of the blessed few who are only listening, in which case, that's okay. So let's talk about Easter, Benj. You see, we take this time every 2 years to give an Easter message because there's a lot of confusion about what Easter is really about. Some people think it's about eggs. They'd
Yeah.
be wrong.
How many eggs you can eat,
Yeah.
how gross you can make them.
The egg eating contests held around the country today, probably. Some people think it's about chicks and bunnies.
Yeah.
How many chicks and bunnies you can eat in one sitting. Chocolate, of course.
Yeah.
Unless you're... Oh, yeah. I mean, there's probably somewhere, right? Chickens are in
Delicacy.
delicacy in most of the world. But that is not, in fact, the real meaning of Easter. The real meaning of Easter has to do with Jesus.
You see, Easter is the day 3 days after Jesus died, the day he rose again. And that's why we celebrate it.
You see, the thing about Easter is, really, it should be the most incredible and celebrated holiday in the world, because it's, I would say, the most important holiday
Right.
of them all. Because without Easter, we would all be condemned to our own sins. Like, we'd have to pay the penalty for them.
Yeah. And that's a misconception for some. Because lots of people have heard, Jesus died for our sins. And that's, of course, true, as that was to pay the penalty that we were supposed to pay for death. But his resurrection is what gives us the hope and what gives us the ability to also resurrect.
I was just telling somebody the other day, it's not that Jesus died, it's that Jesus lived the perfect life. He came as God himself in human form. 100% man, 100% God.
Yep.
He came, lived the perfect life, died.
He is infinite and eternal, so he can pay the infinite eternal price.
Exactly right. See, a lot of people can die, but Jesus dying and then resurrecting on Easter is really what shows that he had the power over death, that he was who he said he was, that he was God himself. And he came because he loved us to pay the price so that we could be in a good relationship with him again and spend eternity with him in his kingdom.
It's the greatest message of all.
And that's really why we take this time every 2 years, and maybe even next year we'll do another one if we can figure out how to animate bodies for these disembodied heads.
I'm sure AI technology will improve enough to help us out there.
You see, that's the really hope, is that another hope we have, that technology will help us be better artists. But in the meantime, we hope that you take this Easter message and you remember what today is actually about.
We're sorry.
We are sorry that you had to look at these heads giving you the most important message. But do remember that despite these animated monstrosities, Easter is the best holiday of them all, And remember, Easter is not about Easter baskets and jelly beans. It's about Jesus resurrecting.
Yep. Have a good Easter.
See you next time. As always, we're surprised you made it this far into our video.
There's no way we could possibly ask you to subscribe to this atrocity, so we won't.
We would say share it with your friends, but it's probably better for wasting your enemy's time.
We're probably not going to get any better, but we will keep drawing.
See you next time.